Hello and welcome to Birds of Play. This is a jam-packed episode, like 3 episodes for the price of 1. I know how much you paid for it, so we're going to give you all we can get. Today we're going to be talking about the state of the Mass Effect franchise. We're going to be talking about Black Ops Zombies, and then we're going to do a quick-fire newsreel. This is Birds of Play.
Welcome to Birds in Play, UNEF's gaming and tech talk show right here at Spinnaker Television. You can catch us on Campus Channel 170 or at youtube.com/Spinnaker Television.
Chances are you're watching us at one of those right now.
Yeah, probably, hopefully. I hope you are. My name is Logan Anstead. I am joined today by 2 very special gentlemen.
Ooh.
Pierce Turner.
This is the second person ever that's called me special besides my mom.
Oh, man.
And a very special guest who we haven't had on in 26 episodes, Brandon Diaz.
Hey, he's still alive.
Hey.
It's me.
All those funny effects you've been seeing, that was this guy sitting alone in his little dark room.
Thank you for cropping my head onto a shark and putting a bird.
You know, I can crop your head
there.
into many more things.
Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about the controversy, the controversy, the terribleness that is the Mass Effect franchise right now.
There's another controversy about Mass Effect?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have some
Is
ugly...
the next game going to be called Mass Effect Controversy?
You have some ugly faces,
I'd be into that.
and you create some problems, and it's an
nice.
issue. But apparently, from what we heard this week from industry insiders, the franchise is on hold. So what do we think of that?
A new game just came out. What do you mean it's on hold? Of course it's on hold. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay.
You know, like there were layoffs at the BioWare Montreal, right?
Right?
Was that-
Yeah.
Was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Look, if a game just came out, right, you can't just say the franchise is on hold. I mean, I know these things, that's very rapid development cycles. You know, a lot of times they'll make a game and they'll immediately start making a new one. But they aren't they working on the DLC for this one anyways?
Yeah, I mean, like, but you've got to think is like when you think of the Mass Effect franchise, like when 2 was done, they went straight into 3, and people almost said like, oh, it was kind of rushed. But like,
You think?
they said they were going to. This was supposed to be the Mass Effect franchise reboot, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
this was supposed to be like we're starting from scratch, but we're still giving you the same stuff, and it just didn't
Rebooted
pan out
about
that
as well
way.
as Man of Steel rebooted these days.
Oh God.
So,
Well, DC can't make a movie, so
what
we're fine in that regard.
was wrong with Mass Effect? Why is this one not selling as well? Why are they getting shit on?
Well, I mean, we talked about it a few episodes ago, but I mean, mainly it was like the facial animations and the controversy around that. But the game was just, from what I played, it was just kind of inherently boring in the very beginning.
That's not fair. If a game is judged based on how pretty its characters are, a lot of games would be getting bad.
Absolutely, but like at the same time,
Have you seen how ugly John Marston is?
yes.
He's an
But
ugly motherfucker.
that is a giant game that offered legitimately good gameplay, and that's something Mass Effect didn't do. Mass Effect was by no means a bad game. Remember the memes, right? Overall, not a bad game. All right, but
Great
but
quote.
in a year where there are exceptional games like Horizon Zero Dawn and The Legend of Zelda and Persona 5 all releasing within the same month
Resident
window.
Evil 7.
I can't believe you forgot that one.
And what?
Resident Evil 7.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I forgot Resident
You're a
Evil.
horrible person.
But I was just trying to mention within that month. It's hard to argue for a mediocre $60 game when you have so many great ones at the exact same price point.
Mediocre, I feel like, is a very strong word.
Didn't you love it?
I loved it. Yeah, it was an amazing game. It wasn't the best that it could have been. I hold by that Mass Effect 1 was the best one.
That's a hot take.
Wow.
That's so hot that I think you might be the only person who's.
I mean, I'm definitely not the only person that thinks that.
So
but
wait, if you had to rank Mass Effect in your personal
I'd probably go
Starting from
worst to best.
worst to best. Ooh.
It's gonna be
I didn't like 2. Then I'd probably
What?
go 2, 3, 1. And oh, well, I guess Andromeda. So like 2, Andromeda, 3, 1.
You think 2 is the worst?
I didn't like it. It was I'm very
That is a hot take.
That's interesting.
like story oriented, like RPG kind of person. And
That just
2
warmed
is
up
very,
Pierce's iced coffee. That's how hot that was a take.
Dude,
That was
I
terrible.
warmed my buns up. Dude.
2 was a very like action
I'm sitting on
RPG,
the
like
same couch as this guy.
So
it was a huge departure from
was
the
it
first
that the
game.
formula changed too much for you? Is that why?
Yeah, I mean the combat was great, but like it was very light on story.
So do you guys think we'll see a new Mass Effect game within the next 5 years? Like, do you think we'll see it on the PS5 and Xbox Scorpio? or do you think it's really going to be put off for a long time, like something like Deus
Yeah,
Ex?
no,
I
they're
definitely
probably
think-
going to get a new one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Mass Effect. This one sucked, and they learned their lesson, and hopefully they're going to take more time and really
And
go
to
get into
improve the writing,
specifics.
hopefully.
The writing, the animation, the game, really the entire game.
They basically had a new crew, from what I understand, like a brand new developing crew working on this game.
I also know that they outsourced a lot of the development, and that was the reason why we got a lot of the awkward facial animations. Is because like they sent it to other studios, and like they had done that in the past for like multiplayer, but like that's something that's really core, especially when you have an RPG and a lot of it is conversational. Like if you don't get the animations right, and you have people just looking like, that's a problem. All right.
Wait, how
like,
do they look? Okay, just wanted.
Yeah, I think I saw that face before.
Yeah.
So verdict on Mass Effect: it's poop, and you shouldn't buy it. And it doesn't matter if you don't, because you probably won't have the chance to buy another one anytime soon.
Yeah, probably not. So.
I mean, within the next 5 years for sure. Probably nothing new coming out till the end of the year.
Did you finish it?
Not yet. I'm like 3/4 of the way.
Did you finish
through.
it?
No, I played 20 hours and sold it.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask if there was like a cliffhanger ending or something. But
No.
From what I understand, the ending leaves room for a sequel.
Okay.
What I've read.
Leaves room for a sequel, but not. We're not talking Halo
Not
2
like-
here.
yeah, it's like even they didn't expect
Yeah.
a sequel coming out. They're like, well, just in case.
All right, let's move on to some possibly brighter pastures. Let's talk about Black Ops 3 and
I
the
thought you were gonna make
upcoming.
a pun about Outlast because you said pastures.
No, I'm sorry. I'm
Huge
sorry.
missed opportunity
I'm
there.
sorry.
All right, Black Ops.
Let's talk about Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles. Now,
Yes.
me and Brandon are very huge fans of zombies, but first, I want to get an outside perspective a little bit.
These are the same guys who love Mass Effect 1 and what's the stupid game you like? Probably.
A stupid game I like?
Oh, Call of Duty. There you go.
Okay, well, buddy.
Whoa.
Did you ever play zombies when you were younger? Like, did you Black Ops 1,
I
World
played
at War?
Black Ops and World War Zombies.
I feel like for our generation, for people our age, it was kind of just like a rite of passage that like you would go
Everybody
over to,
played it.
you would go over to a friend's house and you'd be on Ascension and be like, why is this so screwed up?
No, I remember when World War came out. That was all people talked about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, spending like weekends, hours on end, just like how far can we get into the waves? We got to 50.
Yeah. So Zombies Chronicles includes 8 new maps. Well, not 8 new maps. 8 remastered maps that I guess you could consider new. They're new for me because I didn't get a chance to play all of them. But 3 from World at War, 4 from Call of Duty Black Ops, and 1 from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And the price tag is $30.
These are just for maps.
These are just for 8 maps. It does include some new DLC, like kind of game-changing stuff. Like they have the Gobblegum packs now in Black Ops 3,
Is it
which
using
alter
Black
the way
Ops 3
zombies
weapons?
are.
You say Gobblegum?
Yes.
The entire thing.
It uses the weapons with the exception of they're adding in the old, Gobblegum is, I'll explain in a second. They're adding in some of the old weapons, like the Galil is coming back.
Okay, you're making words up now.
The Thunder Gun is coming back.
That can't be real.
Yeah, no, it's all real. The Ray Gun Mark II is coming back on Moon. That Easter egg is coming back, so
Okay.
it's a
But
good
like
time.
no like World War II weapons. It's all Black Ops 3.
No, from what I understand, it's just Black Ops 3, which I found a little bit disappointing. But
Yeah.
Why
the
do you want
deals,
World War II weapons if you have laser Mark II guns?
because it's boring. They get really stale after a while.
Because they're all basically the same gun.
Yeah.
Because they're all automatic weapons.
Let's
and
get some
they're all
potato
just the
guns
same.
going. I'm
The
sure
thing-
that's in
You know,
there.
I'd be.
The thing for
exploding
me
lemons.
This is Plants vs Zombies.
No, Portal, man.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool if they had a spin-off like that, though.
Portal 2.
Or it's called Guardian Warfare.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait,
I-
there already is one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Oh
about that. Yeah, it was a good game. Anyway, it's $30. As someone who hasn't played all of the maps before, like I think I haven't played 5 of them. It seems like an okay deal to me, especially with how much playtime I'm going to get in. But Brandon, as someone who's played a lot of these, is $30 worthwhile? Now, normally Call of Duty DLC is $15. Is $30 worthwhile?
Is it standalone? That's the question, or is it connected to?
You have to own Black Ops 3 to get this.
So wait, this is a DLC for Black Ops 3 and not
No.
Infinite Warfare?
It is the 5th Black Ops 3 DLC. Black Ops 3 still has more concurrent players, I believe, than Infinite Warfare, which is
So
really sad.
I don't know if
Why?
the
Infinite
$30
Warfare sucks.
price tag is worth it. I feel like 25 would have been like reasonable because like these are all maps that most people have already played, and you're just like making them look nicer and putting Black Ops 3 stuff in it. So I don't know if $30 is like a reasonable price tag, especially since you have to own Black
That's
Ops
like
3
3
already.
public subs.
That's exactly what that is. 3 pub subs in place.
That's like 3 pub subs and a drink. So
Is that how we evaluate the cost of every game?
pretty much.
But then,
No, really,
if
like,
you buy
if
a
I-
$60 game, that's 6
That's
subs and a
that's
drink.
when I buy a
That's
$60
fi-
game, I go, is this game more worthy than 6 public subs in my future?
That is 5 meals at
and a lot of
Chick-fil-A.
times it's not. You know, I bought Outlast. It was $30, just like this DLC. This whole game is worth the same as your stupid DLC.
That's the thing you have to think about, because like Activision does this thing where they like to charge egregiously high prices for their DLC. And I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I spent $200 on the collector's edition for Black Ops 3. Let's add another $30 to it. That's $230, which rivals what you've spent on Destiny, which I find atrocious.
Why do you keep bringing that back up?
Because that way, at least we're on an even playing field. We're all subject to Activision's cruel ways.
Me and my 5 best friends all play Destiny all throughout all of that.
Me and my friends play zombies all the time.
Yeah, well, fuck.
So I guess the big thing is, it's worth it for you if you know you're going to get a lot of playtime out of it. If you're not,
I still don't
maybe
think the
stay away.
$30 price tag is justified.
Yeah. I wish it was standalone. If it was standalone, I feel like it would be very justified because you'd have the whole zombies thing, but you have to own Black Ops 3.
And you'd get so many more people buying it because I guarantee there's a lot of people that want to play zombies but don't want to get like the newer Call of Duty games. Yeah. If it was standalone, like Modern Warfare Remastered should have been, you'd get a lot more people buying it.
But yeah, so that releases on May 16th if you're interested in that, if you want it. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with some quickfire news round and some hot takes. We'll be right back with Birds of Play.
You're watching Spinnaker Television.
Welcome back to Birds of Play. Let's get into our quickfire news and updates.
Bang, bang, bang! Pow, pow!
Laser guns.
Yeah, lightning rods Mark III.
All right,
Let's go.
so let's start with the new Assassin's Creed, right?
Ooh.
So
There's more. There's more Assassin's Creed.
But wait, there's more. There's another Assassin's Creed confirmed for this year. What do we think?
Okay, wait a minute.
this year?
Yeah.
And we haven't. All we have of it is just that it's coming out right now.
Well, we have, and a picture just came out.
Yeah,
Leaked
there's
image.
some little
It's just a guy on a boat that kind of looks Egyptian. So here's
Could be considered Egyptian in some places.
well, here's what happens with every single year an Assassin's Creed game comes out. They always come out late in the year, usually November, and early in the year, like this time of the year, they get leaked every single time. I don't know what's going on at Ubisoft, but they're just filing papers around like.
Because I know when like Activision or somebody does it, like it seems purposeful, right? They do it at like an interesting time. I feel like for Ubisoft, somebody just walks by and they have like a bunch of posters on the wall that just says like Assassin's Creed.
No, it's always like a Best Buy employee is like, click, or like like somebody just takes a picture of a screen like
they
this
get a
one.
promo thing.
Yeah. So, but I'm actually tentatively excited about Assassin's Creed because they actually took a year off and they took some time on this, and maybe it'll be. I mean, I haven't bought an Assassin's Creed game since 3.
I hate Assassin's Creed.
I do too.
I could not care less.
Because 3. After 3, I was like, I hate my life.
But I never liked it.
Hey, I got the Civil War one for free on Uplay.
Well,
I haven't played it yet,
That's
though.
horrible for you. I'm sorry.
I haven't played it.
Don't.
I think the only one I bought was Assassin's Creed 1, so let's see how it goes.
I like Liberation on Vita.
The thing about all these leaks is they were all absolutely 100% true. Every single time. So basically, Assassin's Creed, was it like Origins or something, which is a stupid name, is coming out later this year, and it's going to be in Egypt, and it's going to star some guy on a boat. So
Congrats for that. If you're looking forward to that.
Look forward to that. You may or may not have a hood on.
Origins?
We're
going back to the beginning.
Also confirmed to get a new entry this year in a formerly yearly franchise, Need for Speed.
Ooh,
Thoughts?
Need for Speed. Wait, thoughts with a O-U-G-H-T or thoughts with a O-T-S? Because thoughts are the ones who are going to be playing this game. Am I right? Am I right? Hey.
Put your damn hand down.
Okay, real question. Are either of you even kind of going to buy that game?
Yes. No. I love racing
games.
games.
Okay, aside from you, because you buy everything.
No. Okay, the Need for Speed reboot in 2015 was okay. I bought it.
That's the box quote.
Can we not? Not every review of a game that I have has to have a box quote. It was okay. There was a lot of good things in it. It looked beautiful. It played very well. It was short on content though, and the always online feature killed it.
That sounds like the review for every game now.
Yeah, I can't tell.
It was short on content, and the online killed it. That's like every video game now.
That's it. That's our show. That's every game. You never have to hear anything else ever again.
We reviewed every game that's coming out.
No, but like it was real. Like I platinumed it. Like I was very invested.
So that must have been like your 1 out of what 4 platinums you have?
9 that you criticized me for.
9 platinums.
Boy criticized me on Twitter for getting the Telltale Platinum, so like, that's not real platinum.
Can you explain to us non-PS4 people what getting something platinum?
You know how you get
It's getting every
achievements or
trophy.
you get stuff or cards on Steam? It's like that.
It's getting every trophy in a game. You get a platinum trophy to say you mastered that game.
wasted a lot of time?
Yeah.
I have 37 platinum
That
trophies.
platinum actually only took me 2 days, so I was very happy with it. But anyway,
That's 48 hours.
EA has already said they're putting forward a lot of improvements. They're taking away the always online feature, which needs to happen. They are keeping the customization that they had, because the customization in that game was awesome. Like, every piece of that car was customizable in some way. You could put decals. I hope they do the custom kind of things where you can make your own and not just have like they had a huge broad set of stuff you could put on your car, but like you still couldn't make custom stuff. And I get it, like you're gonna have some 13-year-old put like a penis thing.
Isn't
but,
Gran
like,
Turismo coming out? Wouldn't you rather get that?
I'd like to get both, because Gran Turismo is a sports sim, right? It's a racing sim. Need for Speed is an arcade racer.
How many Need for Speeds have there been? Do you know? Like roughly?
Something like, well, I know the series has been around for 21 years.
They should start naming them like they name the Fast and Furious movies. So like the next Need for Speed is Need for Speed, but the 2 E's in Speed are 3's.
I can't wait till they have Need for Speed like 28, and they just do Need for Speed.
Yeah,
and like, there's a 2 and the 8 somehow.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they should. That's what I'll get people to start buying them. People go to see these stupid Fast and Furious movies. They're gonna start buying these stupid Need for Speed.
Dude, there was a
games.
Need for Speed movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
with
there
Aaron,
was.
yeah, with Aaron
And then there was a video game based on the movie.
Yes.
There was a Need for Speed, the game, the movie, the game.
Oh my God, I forgot
Oh,
about
video games
that.
are stupid, guys. They're really, really stupid. Why do we play them? Why do we spend money on video
All right,
games?
so I'm excited. Final thoughts on that.
I never would have ever remembered the Need for Speed movie if you didn't bring it up just now.
You're welcome.
Brandon, are you even remotely interested?
No, the last racing game I got was Gran Turismo 2 on the PS2.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Far Cry 5 and its rumored setting in Montana, USA.
hell?
Montana?
What a weird setting.
So,
what a random, it's like they just threw a dart at a map.
Well, here's the thing. Originally, we heard news from Reddit and the one and only Kotaku's Jason Schreier that got misconstrued and said it might be a Western-themed thing in some way rivaling Red Dead Redemption.
Which is a very, very bad idea.
Yes,
'Cause it will not
especially if
compete.
you release it this year alongside of it.
Yes.
But Jason Schreier has since come out and said, no, the Western setting is not confirmed. I just know that it's set in Montana, USA. Thoughts
what
on what
year
it could
Montana,
be? Yes,
USA?
exactly. What would you like it to be? Do you think it could be
I think
modern?
it should be. I think it should be in Montana, but it should be again like 3000 BC. So it doesn't really matter that it's in Montana.
Far Cry Primal 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, so why Montana? The last ones have been in like obscure,
Like Tibet and like
in like some remote island, and then the one before that, Far Cry 2, was in like the desert somewhere. I'm
Maybe they'll
not
go
exactly
too
sure.
real and have like the dictator as like a 2020 Donald Trump or something. And
That
it's
like
just
what do you
awful.
do in like a first world country?
But that's
like
what I'm
Far
saying.
Cry
Like
first world
if this
country?
is if
It
this
can't
is
be
not
this
an
year.
if this is not an alternate reality or not said in the past, like what are they going to do with this?
Yeah, like the purpose of the last ones are like third world countries where you're like trying to survive. Montana's a state in a first world country. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You just
I
go
mean,
to the grocery store and buy some food?
I'm thinking maybe they can do something.
yeah, the
with-
outposts are just grocery stores.
maybe it's something.
Send tigers inside, and you're like, all right, give me some chips, some Lucky Charms, the family size. So wait, you buy every single game. So you're gonna buy this game. So you've played the last 10 Far Cry's?
I did not play Far Cry 4
Really?
or Far Cry Primal.
You, not even for the multiplayer
Well,
and riding elephants.
No,
and stuff?
here's my thing. I'm not one to jump on Ubisoft games at all anymore because everything that they show and premiere is completely different when it releases. So generally I wait till it goes down to like $20, but Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal, which are around that price now, I just never like took the bait for it, I guess.
I mean, because they're essentially the same as Far Cry 3 with the different skins.
But Far Cry 3 was incredible, like
Yeah, that was
probably one
incredible.
of my favorite games ever. So I hope this takes a lot more from that than they have from the past two, where we released $30 worth of DLC.
Dude, I want it to take from Far Cry 2.
It's all about Far Cry Blood Dragon for me.
What if they do
Blood
that? What if it's 80s Montana?
That would be awesome.
That
With
would be weird.
What if it's dinosaurs in Montana?
Okay, now you're
like-
getting ridiculous.
No. Think
Now
about
it's-
it.
it's
Think about it.
Neon,
Think about
like,
it.
Water buffalo.
Think about it. They had Far Cry Primal, which was set in the past. You had woolly mammoths and all that BS. You had Blood Dragon, which had a little bit of a mech dinosaur. What if this is like literally prehistoric dinosaur stuff?
Well, what's the point of making note that it was in Montana?
Why are video
it's
games so
Because there
stupid?
were dinosaurs in Montana.
What?
What?
Dinosaurs were everywhere.
Well, this is the most extreme speculation we've ever done.
I know,
on
but
this.
I hate
I'm
video
just
games.
trying to generate some ideas about what this could be.
I honestly
But-
couldn't really care less about Far Cry.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm interested
So
because
you
like,
care
Far Cry's
less.
interesting.
You're interested.
They have my interest.
Okay.
That's about
They have
it.
your intrigue.
Intrigue.
All right. So that's enough for news and leaks. Pierce, though, had the opportunity to play a fun little horror game. Came back from the pasture. I still used it somehow.
Okay.
It
Too
was
late now, it
terrible.
doesn't really work.
Terrible. The world of Upside Down Crosses. How is Outlast 2?
So Outlast 2 is a spooky game. But more than spooky, it's just gross. Like in the first 5 minutes, you what? Oh, okay. I was just talking to you.
Okay.
So the first 5 minutes of the game, you walk across this giant scary lady with a big torch axe. I don't know how it works.
Torch
And
axe?
she cuts your knob off, and
It's
you're like,
Fernando.
yeah. She cuts your knob off, and you're like, there goes my knob, and you're dead. And
Your
so-
knob?
Your knob.
Oh my God.
The thing you use to you know.
No, I know what the knob is.
So,
oh my
so
God.
then you spawn back literally about 10 feet before it, and you're like, well, now I'm not scared. I'm just pissed off because I lost my knob. So I go back in, and she does it again. I'm like, okay, this is getting a little silly. So then I hide in like a trash can, I stink, and there's this girl walks by me, and I'm like, okay, now I go.
This sounds like
And
the
that's-
game of the year right here.
That's basically the gist of Outlast. Now, the thing I liked so much about the first one was it was very claustrophobic. You were in this asylum, and there were a lot of penises in that game. That's not what I like about it.
Wait,
Why
Don't
did you
take
mention it then?
No, it's just that there are more penises in first Outlast than I think in any other game because everybody's
Except for that
naked.
Conan game that's out on PC right now.
Maybe except for
Where
that.
they have dong physics.
No, in the first Outlast, there would be a flopping green dong because you had your night vision on coming at you in the dark, and you'd just be like, "What am I doing?" And you'd run.
The horror!
Yeah, and this one, it's just a bunch of, it's actually a lot like Resident Evil 7. It's a bunch of Trump supporters in a pasture just coming at you like with axes, and you're just like, what am I supposed to do here? So, the thing that is, and this is gonna be.
Is it better than Outlast 1?
Do you play the same guy with the
No,
like a
it's
journalist?
completely different characters, completely different story. I would say, so far, it's not as good as Outlast 1. But and it's not necessarily because this game isn't as good. It's because games themselves have gotten better.
Okay.
And I'm going to reference Resident Evil again. Sorry, but Resident Evil 7. No.
my
Okay, you're like John here.
Listen.
Let's
No, give me a chance.
We have to
Resident
make
Evil
a Dark
7.
Souls
I'm
reference.
Pierce
There
and I
we go.
reference Resident Evil 7.
Listen to me. This is a good point. Resident Evil 7 kind of f***ed up horror games for me because what happens? Every horror game.
Now we
for the
gotta
last-
bleep that out.
Every horror game for the last 10 years have been hiding from something spooky because you're a dumb idiot who can't fight. Resident Evil 7 gives you guns, and it's scarier than those games because you can run out of ammo and you can mess up. But in these games where you have to hide, there's always a way out because you have to be able to win this game.
Okay.
Outlast is
Okay.
kind of stuck in the past because Resident Evil made horror scary and survival horror again. Outlast, you grab batteries, sure, but other than that, you're just hiding in dumpsters and toilets under the beds, and you're like, I hope these Christians don't get me.
But do you think it's because they're trying to honor what Outlast 1 was?
Well, it's
Like,
it is
or do
Outlast
you-
1. I
do
mean,
you
it's the same game, just in a different setting.
So is it not as good because of a lack of innovation, or just because it's not
It's
different
not as
enough?
good. It's not as good just because games are better now. It
Because
has a higher
Resident Evil
standard to
7
live
came
up
out.
to.
And it's
really,
it
yeah,
stayed at the
kind of.
same standard.
And I don't mean to keep jerking off Capcom with Resident Evil 7, but it really did change things.
It set
Yeah.
the bar.
Now,
It
one of
moved
my-
the bar up.
It
a
really
lot.
did. Now, one of my favorite horror games of all time is getting ported to the West and on PS4 this year, White Day.
Okay.
White Day is the same formula as Outlast. It came out way before it, but it's the same thing. You're hiding stuff, you can't fight, and
Yeah.
you run. And I'm curious to see if I still like that game as much after Resident Evil 7. Now, that game, when it first came out, scared me more than any other game still has. But I'm interested to see if it
But
still does.
I feel like with Outlast, the reason I've heard what you described from a lot of people. I feel like with Outlast, it's because we've seen that formula before, right?
Yeah.
Like Resident Evil rebooted the franchise in a way that was completely different from what 6, 5, 4, like
Yeah.
what they were. And they did it in a good way. And I feel like Outlast kind of was like, here's a true sequel. And I feel like that's why a lot of people were disappointed. And I feel like that's why, like, we know this from experience, like the gap from Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. Everyone, for the most part, says Uncharted 2 is better. But when you think of it like in mechanics and everything, like Uncharted 3, everything is better in there, but it wasn't as much of a jump from Uncharted 2 to 3 as it was from 1 to 2. So people have that kind of like shock of, well, this isn't as great as it could be.
I disagree. I think it's better, but that's.
Do you think that factored into it? Like it just wasn't enough?
Well, the change of setting, it's so drastically different. I mean, you're out in a farm with a bunch of Christians, following you instead of in a
Asylum.
spooky asylum with a bunch of Christians following you. So it's a little different in that. I mean, it's gameplay-wise, it's exactly the same.
Wait,
Okay.
I have to ask you. I've never played Outlast before. Are they Christians?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they're holding like
Okay, I
upside
just-
down crosses and.
Okay.
and
I wasn't sure. I thought you were just like
There's-
throwing that out
there's-
there.
there's
We're
a new
very, no,
mechanic.
this is a very inclusive show,
Yes,
but
I
that's
love
what the
Christians.
setting
I
of this
love
game
Christians.
is.
Just please don't chop my knob off. There's a new.
Just had to confirm.
There's
Okay.
a new.
The name of Christ.
There's a new thing you can do. You know, the whole game is almost played through a camera, and the new function is you have a mic on the camera, a directional mic, and you can turn it on and you can listen to people through walls. And so what happens is you'll be hiding in a room and you'll be listening through walls and you'll hear some guy like, oh man, I really hate non-Christians. If I see one atheist, I'm gonna chop his dick off. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go through that door. And then I listen to the other door and it's like, man, I really hate people that are not Christians and are Jewish. And I'm like, I'm Jewish and I'm not gonna go through that door. And so basically you're sitting there stuck in a dirty toilet, just like kind of. This game is very gross. I'm not really exaggerating.
All right, what's the box quote on Outlast 2?
Gross, ew.
Gross ew. All right, and with that, we want to thank you for watching episode 31 of Birds of Play, the first episode of the 3rd season. Thank you for joining us. I have been Logan Anstedt. This is Pierce Turner.
Hey.
That is Brandon Diaz.
Hello.
We will see you guys on the next
Hopefully
one.
no spooky Christians cut off our
Yes,
dicks in the next episode.
stay in your dirty toilets.
Watch
that way
your
the
knobs.
Christians don't
Watch
cut your
your
knob
knobs.
off. All right, have a good one, everybody.
Adios.
Ugh.
Yeah. Outro. You know how much we're gonna have to censor out? We gotta censor out the F word. We gotta censor out dick. We gotta.
No, wait, are we censoring now?
Yes.
Oh,
we
like-
can't put F. We're FCC on TV.
What are you talking about?